welcome to Sexually Educated. I'm your host, Amber Rose Bentley, here with
Adam Farrell.
And Swade Elliott.
Today we're talking about ex-lovers that become friends and all the fun that goes with that. But we're going to start off by first thanking you guys, if you're watching, and anyone for liking our Facebook page. Yay!
Round of applause to
We
you
wanted
folks.
100 in under, what?
We wanted 100 by Friday, and we're at
100 by Friday.
221 in like 24 hours.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
24 hours. And yeah, so congratulations on being the best people ever if you're
Right.
watching us. Yay,
Thank you.
guys rock. I'm showing boobs just because you guys did that. You're welcome.
And I'm
The
going
boobs
to
are
show
awesome.
my boobs by the end of the broadcast.
Exactly,
Maybe.
exactly. Your wish is our command at this point. If you want to join in the conversation at any point, just call in on the screen. You see the number. We'd love to hear from you as long as you're not super annoying, and we'll let you know if you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We
So-
are not nice
And
people.
you'll be cut off. It'll be
Yeah.
awful. Yeah.
But people will know that you are that annoying person, so that's kind of cool, I
Yeah,
guess.
Exactly.
Okay, so anyways, let's talk about your sex. Sex in the news?
Sex in the news, yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
I did read a study earlier this week. They took a poll of 5,000 men, and they asked if men would rather have sex with their loved one than watch the World Cup. And as it turns out, 40% of men would rather watch the World Cup than sleep with their loved one.
Have you seen the men on the World Cup? Yeah, I would too.
37% of men would rather sleep with their lover than watch the World Cup, so that makes them kind of close, but sex is still losing.
So is there
And then
a 13
the remaining
undecided?
20 the remaining 23% is made up of guys who would try to get sex over with as quickly as possible so they could watch the World Cup.
Yeah, but okay, I understand if you're a gay man and you're watching the World Cup, but if you're a straight man, over sex?
Well, I mean,
sex?
it's just-
I can't play soccer to save my life, but that is some entertaining shit to watch sometimes.
It is. I mean,
The World Cup is entertaining to watch. The World Cup.
America.
America.
I chanted USA with like 3,000 people I didn't know the other day, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
It
that was
a good
awesome.
time.
But no, I mean, like from a gay perspective, of course. Have you seen the sexiness on those? I mean, I have shared countless things on Facebook already. I'm like, no, that man is hot. I will watch this. I mean, I've been at work and like talking to people, and I'm like, hold on. Did you just see that? And they're like, what? And I'm like, oh wait, never mind. No.
Yeah, no.
But
it's
it's literally
over.
stopped in my tracks, like gorgeous men.
Yeah, no, it is.
You literally posted on Facebook today like 4 different teams that were the hottest team in the World
Of
Cup.
course. And
Make
I do
up your
think
mind.
Italy wins.
Italy
Italy-
was the hottest. Italy was
Italy
was
wins.
hot.
I am
Italy
half Italian, ladies.
was the bottom half. Anyways, I really feel like there are super, like, if the World Cup's on, I'm not a big soccer fan, but if I do see one of those super hot guys walk by, I'm like, hi, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, here's my thing though. Like
sex.
if I was
Yeah, right.
if I was like sitting at home, like on my couch, I'm just flipping, Spain versus Chile's on. My girlfriend was like, let's go bang. I'm probably gonna go bang.
Okay, but what if she bangs you like every day? And she's like,
But if it's a USA game, maybe it's a different story. I don't know. It depends maybe how far they are into the
wait,
tournament.
what if she started
But-
chanting USA while you're in the middle? Like, after she orgasms, she's like, USA. Would that make you love her?
Oh, absolutely. Especially if she wasn't American. That'd be
If she was from Espanol.
like if America was beating the Netherlands and she was from
Oh.
Amsterdam and she was just like USA as I was, hitting it from behind. That's a whole different story.
Well, what I don't understand is why people don't get crafty and do 2 and 1. There's people have TVs in their bedroom. Turn that shit on and just move positions.
Or
and you
just
can do
bend
it
her
all.
over. Just be like, yeah. And if they score, go, yeah.
Yeah, but then you're kind of giving half-ass sex. If your head's not in the, your head can only be in one game at a time.
Not in the game.
Okay.
Pay attention.
Yeah, like your head
Yeah.
can only be in, So do I understand wanting to watch soccer more than bang? No.
Either do I.
I wouldn't
But-
know. That would never happen to me. If someone said, "Oh, honey, I'm sorry, we can't F today because I'm watching the World Cup," I'd be like, "Are you kidding me?"
Like if I was at a bar with my friends and I was already drunk enough to where I shouldn't be able to drive, and a game just came on, my girlfriend called me and was like, "Come
Well, no,
home,
no,
I
but
wanna
now you're
bang." I'd be
talking
like,
about
"Well, one, I
extenuating
can't drive."
Those
Two,
are
the
extenuating
game's on.
circumstances.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
it's a long shot. So it was just when I read it, I was shocked because like the headline was like, do men want to watch or have sex to watch the World Cup more? And I was like, well, this is a no-brainer. And then I click on it.
But
and
I
it's
have a
like,
question.
It
for-
wasn't a no-brainer.
No, it wasn't a no-brainer.
It was a
But I have a
no-brainer.
question for you, Amber. Like, does this, because obviously the woman, like, and I don't have the biggest problem, but like, does this happen among other sports?
Okay,
like for women?
That's funny because we were talking about that football. My brother said, he's like, I think football would be even more. Like, I think guys would choose football over sex. He's like, you just, that you don't, you don't have to think. It's just like this man primal instinct. I have never had a man choose a sport over me, but I don't know.
To be fair, you only get football all day on Sundays, once on Monday, and maybe once on a Thursday. So, like, if we had sex on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and early Saturday morning,
But maybe maybe that's how these guys are seeing the World Cup. I get to get laid all the time. This only comes around every 4 years.
Yeah, that's
Well,
the point
no,
you were
like,
making
I-
earlier.
to me, I also think it's a social thing. Like, if you're out with people or if you have a bunch of people over your house, that's one thing. But if you're at home, like, if I'm at home watching a sport, no matter what it is,
Mm-hmm.
if it's not the Super Bowl or if it's not something super important that I really have to be into, chances are if my girlfriend's like, she could tickle my neck, I'm like, all right.
Okay, my
You know,
other
like-
question is, aren't soccer games like 3 hours long?
No, they're only 90
They're
minutes.
they're an hour and a half, but
They go like
all
3
things
hours.
considered, it's like 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah.
Whatever. I was kind of right. So that's not the point.
Even still, the last 20 minutes are really all you have to
Yeah,
see.
well, that it had to happen in that 2 hours.
But maybe she only has that break from work, and she's like, "Listen, we got to bet." You're watching all the soccer games over and over again. You can't take. I mean, for most guys, 15 minutes to bang your girlfriend.
Well-
I mean, if you're a good guy, an hour.
If they don't bang
I only
them,
need 4.
that's probably how they end up with ex-lovers.
Exactly.
Well, yeah. Well, see, I've known of guys who like I've had friends. I'm not going to mention any names. Might not be watching anyway, but I've had guys.
It's
be
rude
like,
if you're not.
yeah, dick.
It is rude.
But I've had guys like talk about, like, yeah, man, I was like so into Skyrim, and my girlfriend just got mad at me, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm having fun, man. Like,
The first problem
like,
they
dude,
said
like,
is they're
it's
into
into Skyrim.
Skyrim.
Yeah.
exactly. Like,
I have a
Not that
little
it's a good-
tolerance for guys that are obsessed with video games because it takes over your life. It consumes you.
Well, like what you're doing, what he's doing when you're sleeping, fine, whatever. But like, I've never been one of those guys. I'm not a big gamer, anyways. That's been like, well, tonight I need to get all the way. I need to finish this accomplishment. I'm like, what the f are you talking
No,
about?
yeah, the accomplishment is my body, and you better accomplish it.
you can watch sports and play video games for the rest of your life. Somebody giving their body to you and loving you and giving you the appreciation of giving you an orgasm, you should appreciate every time that's thrown in front of you.
Agreed.
Exactly.
Any which way, shape, or
I
form.
will say that I did rape my boyfriend last night. He says it's not rape. I guess it's not. I was like, hey.
You can't rape the willing, honey.
Yeah, true. If it's hard, shouldn't it's mine, right?
yes,
Like,
yes.
That's how I feel about it, right? Okay. I
Oh,
don't.
wait, well, what was he trying to do? Or was he just hanging out?
Okay, listen. So he was gonna go home. We had to make my bed. I helped him make the bed the night before. So he's like, "Oh, I'll come in and help you make the bed." To me, we're gonna be in my bedroom alone at some point. So we're gonna have sex. So we're like,
Is that
making
the
out.
point of having him help you make the bed?
No. Anyways,
Like, let me coerce you
yeah.
into making this
Well,
bed.
then he's like, "Oh, we have to go in the bathroom for something ridiculous." So we're out of the bedroom at that point.
Yeah.
So it gets hard, and I'm like, he's like, "No, not tonight." Blah blah. Blah. So I just drop his pants and start blowing him.
Good girl.
That's it.
Applaud you.
So if this situation happens, you just start sucking
Once
it.
you start, it's all done.
Well, then he's like, let's go in the room, and then
Yeah.
everything else happened. But
The rest is history.
yeah, exactly. It was easy. That's how I feel like this should be. If he says I'm gonna watch the World Cup, I'll be like, well, my mouth is gonna be on your penis, so
Just
you
do
can-
it
Ladies,
anyway.
listen closely.
Yeah, take tips. I don't know. I'll
Yeah.
sign something for you. Anyways, okay, let's go to ex-lovers and friends.
I personally do not believe that an ex-lover can be your friend.
What if they were your friend before?
That's what I'm saying. Regardless, whether they were a friend before, a friend after, like you can be acquaintances, but I really feel like having an ex-lover as a friend further on down the road, it may seem like all things are great and dandy, but it's never going to end well.
Yeah.
It's never going to end well. And regardless whether you're dating someone else and they're getting jealous because they're around, or at least in the gay culture, I feel like it's that way. It's not that you can't be friends and see them out and that's cool or whatever, but as far as staying close friends with them, if you're staying close friends with them, why'd you break up with them?
Yeah. Okay. How do you feel?
I mean, do I think it's possible for people to be friends? Yeah, but it's kind of far-fetched. Like, in my few experiences with like an actual deep relationship and friendship, like I don't talk to any of my exes.
Okay, but we're not saying date someone. We're saying like someone you slept with, someone you had. Okay.
Yeah.
You
Well,
have
that kind of depends too, though. I mean, it's
you're friends. You're friends with this person. You guys are good friends. Or either was the sexual chemistry sucked or something.
Well, I don't think. Do you ever discuss not ever having sex again, or is it just not kind of happen?
I
'Cause,
think
like,
sometimes girls have to, because guys kind of expect it. So if you're not gonna sleep with someone again and you guys are gonna remain friends, you gotta be like, we're not gonna do that again.
yeah, but like, well, it's all really relative. It depends. Like, sometimes you have that sex and you don't mention it again. You're like, okay, like you wake up next to each other and it's like high five. I'll see you at work tomorrow. You know, and like
I feel like this is a true story, something like that.
you know, like, and then like sometimes it.
probably.
Yeah, shut up. but sometimes it's it depends on the person. It depends on the situation. Like, you can have a one night stand. How many times? Chances are, if it's a one night stand, how many times are you gonna run into that person again? If it's a
You
true
never know.
one night stand, like to me, somebody that you've known for months and you've been going out with for months, you eventually get drunk and end up banging them. To me, that's not a one night stand. That's something that was eventually going to happen.
It's our
Having to
animalistic
happen.
nature.
Yeah,
Well, of course.
but it's
okay, so-
totally possible with those people sometimes you guys can have
I think
fight
it
each
really
other and
depends
it's-
on the person.
It does, and that's
It
why
does.
I think it's not black and white. It's situational, obviously, because you have those times where you and someone were friends and they've been wanting to bang you this long and they're secretly in love with you and you guys have sex and they're like rainbows and butterflies. And then we also have to remember that even if there is no connection, say you guys just randomly got drunk, there are times that this doesn't happen. But women, we release oxytocin whenever we orgasm or when we're having
You
sex.
don't
and-
say.
Yeah, right. So
I mean,
that's how-
as a gay friend having to hear it, I understand.
Yeah, exactly. We become that like emotionally connected to those people with that bonding component. So I feel like in those situations, usually even if there's not feelings, sometimes feelings arise that may not have been there
Well-
because of how women get.
But
into
that's
the
also because you're using intimacy. I don't care. Anybody in the world can't say that they haven't banged somebody and there wasn't some sort of intimacy there.
There's two type of people in the world though. Like there's people who have sex to have sex,
Mhm.
and then like I've caught a lot of shit for saying this to girls that I never slept with because they were like, "Oh, you're full of shit. You're just trying to bed me." But like my whole thing is, it doesn't matter how long I've known you. It doesn't matter what we're doing. If we're gonna sleep together, I'm not trying to make you feel like I love you. But the way it's gonna go down, the way it's gonna happen, you're gonna feel emotion. You're gonna feel love. It's not
Well, I
just
mean,
me
it's-
holding you in a position and banging you till I go. Like if I'm gonna give myself to you that way, if we're gonna do this, this is gonna be some basic instinct.
Yeah.
Are you trying
Friggin'
to say that
softcore
you're
porn kind of shit, and
Softcore porn.
it's going to be something that at the end of it, you might have had a awesome, really emotional connection for half an hour,
So-
but some people can have that and let it go, and some people can't.
So you're saying you are a very passionate lover?
Yes, but I'm saying a
feel
lot
like
of
that
people
is
are
what he was
passionate
getting
lovers.
That's what he's trying
No,
to say.
a lot of people are passionate lovers,
No,
but some
it
people
is.
can't accept it. Like I can accept a one-time half an hour and a half passionate.
Well, can you take it like that
experience.
if you know what that's going to be from the get-go, or what if it happens and maybe what if you're the person that wants more and they
Say if
don't? Has that ever happened to
Say
you?
if I have some crazy passionate sex with a girl that I've known for a few months.
Yeah.
And we've never dated.
Mm-hmm.
The next morning we high five, go out to Denny's, have a breakfast. Like, okay, I'll see you at work or I'll see you around or whatever.
Yeah.
Just keep going. Chances are, am I going to have something for that girl? Yes, but in my own experiences, it's like it's almost a respect more so than a like.
But like
it's
I
like
said,
you know what? I like you. I think you're awesome. But after what happened,
have you
we'll
ever
see
banged a girl and she didn't want to bang you again? Like you banged once or whatever, and you were like, "Yeah, I'd do it again." And she
Yes,
was-
it has. It
and-
has.
oh,
it so
okay,
has. Look at his face.
Just wondering.
No,
I mean,
it
I'm
does,
just-
and we were talking
that's a
about that.
vital point. It comes from both sides.
Exactly. We were talking about that earlier. Like a girl will sleep, like say a guy and a girl will hook
yeah,
up.
but that's
No, because as girls, we're like, you know what? I just want to see what it's like. Sometimes we want to see what we just want to.
No.
that
I
goes
just-
to like American Beauty. Like I was used.
But no,
I was used.
You were, but
and
you
that's
know
kind
what?
of a gratifying feeling too when you realize that. Like, okay, like she just wanted to put me. She wanted to hit it real quick. And
From
quit it,
my
and that's-
perspective, though, to be honest with you, women totally control the D. Like because here's the deal. This is my philosophy, and I believe it's totally true. Like men are always seeking sex, even if they're not physically seeking it. Like they look at people, they see they're physically attracted. Women, on their hand, they control the sex. I mean, not in a gay perspective. That's obviously doesn't work like that. I mean, gay men, obviously, we visually molest a lot of people, but
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't? But like, I feel like women control the D.
I mean, it depends on the situation you're in as well, and depending on what you're getting from
that's
it.
not. Yeah, it's not always true.
Yeah, because sometimes the D controls me. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
It depends
well,
on,
I mean, if
depends
it's good enough, why shouldn't it?
Exactly. That's how I feel. No, but I feel like in these situations, like you can have a girl that comes up, and then there are the girls that bang their friend just because they want to see what it's like, and they're like, oh, you know what? I don't ever want to do that again because it was weird or awkward or the sexual chemistry wasn't there. And then we might do it one more time just because it was horrible the first time. We want
Just
to
to see if the second we weren't
Yes.
shy or something.
Yeah, just maybe.
See,
the
that's why you
second
can't
time
make
is
it
better.
awkward. Like as a man, you have to go for the gold every time.
Yeah.
And it's possible.
Well-
you just have to.
But then again,
It's like react and adapt.
I don't care.
You know
I don't
what I
care
mean?
what anybody says. Having sex with one person and it might be amazingly good and so on and so forth, and then you go to the next person and y'all can be doing the same things but have a different outcome. I think a lot of trends have been who it's with.
Exactly, sexual chemistry. I
Yeah.
believe in regular chemistry and then
Oh, yeah.
actual sexual chemistry. And I feel like in these situations,
Amber,
like yes.
what if a man chokes you? Are you okay with that?
Anyways, so if I'm willing, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, I'm always willing. No. So no. The thing with like the emotions involved, friends getting involved, girls. This is what I feel like. I feel like there's girls that me for a very long time I was closed off. There was no possible way that I was gonna be like emotionally attached, even with that bonding agent, to any man I slept with, because that's just not where my head was at. I could, they would be like, "Can I see you tonight?" I'm like, "No, I'm actually good. I'm seeing someone else." Like, it was like, whatever.
Did you tell them that, or were you very nonchalant about it?
No, I was honest about the whole situation. They knew what it was, and then sometimes that attracts them more. They're like,
Yeah.
she just wants me for my penis.
Men
Yes.
like ballsy women.
I have a big set of balls.
Yeah, but see, I'm okay when a woman just wants me. Well, okay, hold on. Like sometimes, like again, it's like it depends. Like sometimes you can handle someone's company, and you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But sometimes you like someone's company, and like that at the end of the night you can have that comfort together.
Yeah.
That's sometimes a good feeling. Like we're not emotionally connected, but we can keep doing this, and it's gonna be fine. But if one of us gets a boyfriend or girlfriend, then it's like, okay, not a big issue. We can still hang out. We can still hang out. I have friends like that. I have friends that I've slept with, like women I've slept with, and then like they get and we never dated, but they get boyfriends, or I get a girlfriend, or they start dating, or I start dating, and like we can all still hang out in a group, and it's not weird or awkward.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I think that's because we didn't date, because we didn't.
Yeah, but you don't feel like you feel like that's okay. Everyone in that situation's fine. Is it because you don't think that they take that partner seriously?
I normally just high five her boyfriend or who they're dating, and I think to myself, like, we're Eskimo brothers.
I think when it came down,
you're such a dick.
I think when it came down, she was in a situation just like you were describing. Like it wasn't that she didn't like any of the people or anybody, blah blah. It was just that she just didn't want that next level. She got what she wanted, and she knew where to go.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like it could be like that, and I feel like in situations, but I feel like then you get those girls that every guy they sleep with, because they want to be in a relationship, they want every guy they sleep with, they're like, hey, and then you get those girls that are still their friend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So thankfully you came upon a girl.
Those are like stage 5 clingers, though.
You get whores and man whores for people who want attention, and it goes both ways. Like they want to get attention, so they're going to sleep with anything.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes down to it, like one, they don't know how to commit because they never have. They just like the idea of it, but the fact that somebody gave that to them, they freak out.
Yeah.
And then it's endless text messages or emails or Facebook messages like, why would you talk to me, blah, blah, blah. And like some people can't understand sex for what it is.
Exactly.
Like sometimes sex is just sex.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's, it's so horrible, but that I feel like that's a conversation that needs, if you're going to be friends with someone, especially, that conversation needs to be had.
I feel like in the gay community, and I'm not speaking for everybody or anything like that, but personal experiences for me, like sometimes there are certain situations where it's set up where it's just going to be sex.
Yeah.
And it's not that you had to discuss it. You just knew going into it, hey, this is going to be wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I mean, it's going to be passionate, hot, sweaty, whatever, but you knew that it's not going to be anything more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, and it could possibly happen again. It might not. It's an open-ended thing, but that's not really a friend.
Yeah.
So, but as far as like, and I also have a personal policy though, like
literally
I
almost
don't
a glory
bang.
hole. It's kind of like we don't know each other, but some weird shit's gonna go down.
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily. I mean, I'm not into that thing.
But I'm saying everyone's happy at the end, but it's a very spontaneous.
Well, of course, but
anonymous
but
thing.
I have a strict policy myself though that I actually do not date friends. Like if you become a good friend of mine, like 99.9% of the time, I have not had sex with you.
And that's Adam's the opposite of us, but no, that's how I am. All my really good guy friends are all freaking like, first of all, they're all pretty much white, so they're out of. No, I'm kidding. I'm just joking. No, but they're. I have them in the zone. They know what they are. As the guy that used to co-host the show with me, Brandon, he used to stay at my house every freaking night because he didn't like his house. We were best friends. We hung out all the time. We'd
now,
go
question
to dinner
though.
together.
I mean, and we don't necessarily, but like this guy or whatever, does he have feelings for you, or did he? And did he confess them to you?
Never. No, he didn't. No, he was like my little brother.
Yeah.
Like
you.
To me, he was my.
Yeah, but so you don't know what that meant to him, and see,
exactly. That's
kind of the problem
is.
sometimes.
And that is the problem, and that might be why he's not allowed to speak to me ever again.
That's why people need to speak up.
Yeah.
Just speak up.
Well, I mean,
but it would have never, nothing would ever happen. I would have just said, hey, you're friends, you know that, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
It would have happened like that because I care for him in that platonic, brotherly fashion. Mm-hmm. And once I put a guy in that category, they can't get out of it. I'm sorry. It's
see, and I feel like it's easier for women to do that to men than for men to do that to women. I genuinely
Yeah.
feel like it's much harder.
Because guys are like, listen, if you throw that vagina at me, I'm probably gonna bang you. That's
well, like I
probably-
said, I think that
See,
also stems down to where like
I think
men,
he will vouch for me on this. That is not always true.
that is not always true.
There
He is
are
right.
men with standards left, and I'm not trying to like float
Thank
my own boat
God.
here.
Thank
but
God.
no, but he's even seen it sometimes. Like sometimes I'm like, it's like Adam, go for it.
I mean,
Like, it's
some
there, and
people
it's like,
don't have
no.
standards. They do ATMs.
No.
Yeah, oh my gosh. No,
Sorry, I had to bring that back up.
Pork benches,
But
whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, me, it's like, you know, in my own sexual, like, you know, you said it's hard for people who were friends before they became lovers. To me, like when I have someone who I'm not, like a real, like to me, like sleeping with somebody once, that doesn't make them my lover. To have an actual lover, to me, that's also a best friend. So it's like, I feel like sometimes you have to get to know people a little more. And like the more you get to know each other, it's like, holy shit, like we're kind of,
Cool,
you
yeah.
know, we're
Yeah.
kind of cool, we're together. And then if you guys take that next step and you get that sexual chemistry, then it's a whole different story. Now, sometimes you just bang somebody and you guys end up
and
keep
that's
talking to
exactly
each other.
what
And
we're-
sometimes it happens in a vice versa.
But that's
way,
what we're talking about. We're talking about the repercussions of how that happens afterward. You know, like after you've had that friend,
I'll
you've
tell you
had
exactly
that
how it
lover,
happened for
and then-
me. We don't
Yeah.
talk anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And then,
After 4 years, we don't talk anymore. So
But that the other thing is it's different because if you have someone say you and this person have this relationship, both of you are single at the time, and it dissolves. You both of you are single, so it's not a problem. If one of you get a significant other, then you have to like, you know, everyone has a have you banged any of your friends?
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be around someone you've had sex with, just tell me.
Well,
I
see-
don't care. Just
but,
tell me.
But do you actually ask that question, or do you expect them to tell you? Because I'm going to be honest. If you, I mean, granted, like I said, I haven't banged most of my friends, but I'm not going to go to somebody that I'm really interested in and be like, okay, so which of your friends have you banged?
No, I have a strict. You ask me, I'll tell you. If you don't ask, but if we go out with someone and I see
Mm-hmm.
chemistry, I'm like, did you guys do anything? We kissed or something. I'm like, okay. I just want to know where I was at. You know, like
Yeah.
if I see
But
chemistry,
but do you get jealous too?
no.
So you're not.
If you're no. If you're honest with me, I'm not jealous.
Mm.
If I know I'm like a human lie detector. If you're lying to, I know that sounds really like mutiny, but if you lie to me, I pretty much my attitude changes towards you because I know something's wrong.
Yeah.
Because I can see it.
But that's with someone you're dating.
That's
right?
someone I'm dating. People in general, I don't try not to do it at all, but yeah, people I'm dating,
Yeah.
that it sucks. If you're lying to me, it sucks. It's not this. my attitude changes towards you and everything.
I mean, I'm a firm believer that honesty is the best policy.
I know, totally.
is,
And it really
yeah.
is.
It definitely is.
And it really is. But I'm also a firm believer that what I don't know is not going to kill me.
No.
That being said, though, if what I don't know is really that bad, you better make sure I still don't know it.
Well, I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I mean? Like-
I better never find out.
Yeah,
You
like,
it better
you-
end before I
You
find
know,
out.
But as far as that
Exactly.
goes, like I don't ask a lot of questions. I don't, you know, to me, like I can figure enough stuff out in my head. To where if it's that big of an issue, then yeah, I'll come forward to it. But I see a lot of people get worked up about really small things in relationships, and sometimes it's just like, just trust a little more, relax, take a breath, and
My
you
big
know,
thing
like-
is if you lie about one thing, you lie about another. So
Exactly.
just keep it honest.
Which
keep
is-
it honest.
Yeah.
not always the case. Sometimes people are embarrassed about things that happen. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like or sometimes it's really not that important. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you care about somebody enough, like if you don't have to bring it up, but if you care about somebody enough and they ask you about something
Mm-hmm.
and you really care about them, then
Yeah.
you need to bring
True.
that shit up.
You need to
Yeah,
tell them. If
exactly.
they-
Yeah.
You know,
And
because
I'm the
because
same
one
policy
time or
with you.
another, it's gonna come up again from somebody else or some stupid shit. And
Well, I was with someone and they passed like while we were together and like and this is like pretty much how I became something like I stopped banging as many people or like I'm not gonna lie, but I was dating someone and he wasn't the only person I was dating and he
But did he know that?
kind of. It was, and that's the thing. I was shady about it. So then when he passed, like he died, and I was like, oh my gosh, like it was. You feel this dishonest disgust, like they never
Yeah.
knew the truth, and then you have to live with that. So I'm like, you know what? Always be 100%, and you.
But if
take
they
me
didn't
as I
know
am.
it, if they didn't know it, that's also not that bad. It's better than them finding out and then it happening without being able to describe yourself.
Yeah.
remember my little 4-hour Tinder fling?
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
All right, so I'm on Tinder, but I've never actually messaged a girl on Tinder.
I
That
love
is-
Tinder.
that-
by
he
the way.
is-
I
no,
love
Tinder's
Tinder.
amazing.
I'm
And-
not on it anymore, but I
haven't-
love it.
I get
Not
a
in a
message
while.
from this
Oh,
girl.
only for girls.
That's awesome. But no, I get a message from this girl, Kelsey, and we're a match. It starts asking me all these weird questions. And she's like 23 years old, but she's a crime scene investigator in, not Pinellas, Manatee County.
Okay.
She had this crazy, interesting life. She was awesome. She was tattooed. She was really hot. And like, started Tinder messaging. Then she got my cell phone number. And we get into all this stuff. And like, I end up talking about how I don't know. One time I said I smoked. I put that I smoked a joint into a story on like a camping trip or something. She's like, oh, so you smoke weed? Like, yeah, I dabble, you know, like
you have.
you know, and she's like, well, what else have you done? And I'm like,
This is
Well,
not gonna
you
go
know,
well.
I'm like, well, like back in the day, I used to trip a lot. Every now and again I have the occasional acid flashback. But, like
Those
half of
trees
it,
are still green.
yeah, like
Keep it
half of it
classy.
trying to be funny, but being honest all at once, and then literally the next text I get is, "This isn't gonna work."
But
Which is,
at
like,
least he was
actually
honest
hate
from
all-
the get go.
Yeah, but it was funny because like we had already made a plan to meet up that weekend. We had made a plan like for a date, but the fact that she asked me these questions instead of me just being like, "Oh no,"
Well, I mean, that's just like,
I'm
would
a
you
pretty
date
straight
a
and
girl?
narrow guy. Like I told her everything. Like, yeah, I've done this.
But would you
screwed
date
around
like
with
a? Would you do that with like a Bible thumping girl?
No, because I didn't do it once, and that led to a failed engagement. So,
Okay.
so no,
Keeping it classy,
no, I
Adam,
learned my
keeping
lesson
it
from that.
classy.
But to be fair, like it wasn't so much that I didn't tell her what I did. She just didn't ask enough about what I was doing when I wasn't with her.
Exactly. True.
But to be fair, I didn't ask. It was one of those things. But it wasn't like I was in 4 years. I was screwed up the whole time.
yeah.
It was just like one night she'd be at work and me and my roommate would trip on shrooms.
Yeah.
There's nothing. That's the natural thing.
It
Anyways,
wasn't like I ever
moving
screwed
on.
up anything. You know what I mean? Like, but
yeah, no.
you have
but
to be honest about stuff like that, and
I feel like
you have
do.
to get shit out in the open.
And that's what I said. Like, if I hooked up with one of my friends, which I don't, I would be honest with it. I would say, oh, it's only 9:56.
I guess I don't know. No, yeah,
Oh.
9.
That's crazy. Anyways, sorry about that. Anyways, but yeah, no. If you are talking to someone or you start something with someone, obviously you want to be completely honest with them. That's how I feel. If I've had sex with anyone, I'm not gonna bring it up like out of the ordinary. But if they ask me or someone comes around
Yeah.
or something, I'm like, ah, man, I said something and I divulged information I shouldn't have. But I go to see someone on a regular basis that like years ago I hooked up with. Like I'm talking like we're
Yeah.
talking like 4 or 5 years ago. And one time, and we're friends. We're really good friends. We've been friends. And when my boyfriend met him, we left and I told him and he was just like, "Why would you tell me that?" And I was just like, because I feel like a dick.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like
The
a
funny thing
liar.
is, but if you didn't tell him, now right now he's like, why the heck did you tell me that? But on the flip side, it's probably going to work out for you better that he already knows that.
Exactly, because
Yeah.
if I go over there and do something, whatever, and then someone says something because people make comments about it.
very many one-time lovers?
Mind your business. What? I'm just saying. No, but I don't know. But the thing I feel, I have enough of each.
Yeah, well, no, it's true. I think we all do. I mean, we're all human. If you think about
Yeah.
it, like we are only human, and like you said earlier, it's a primal instinct for us to want to do this. That's why I don't understand how I hear these people. Not that I'm not happy for people that are 25 or 30-year-old virgins. More power to you. Grateful for you. Although, and yeah, whatever the reason is, I don't really care. But like for me,
How's that working
I
out
was
for
just
you?
a hoe.
Yeah.
And I think everybody's had their hoe out stage, no matter who the heck you are.
And
you
you figure out what you want, what you don't want, and that the one night stands happen because you hook up with someone. You might have gone on a date with them, and you're like, you know what, the sex was horrible, and maybe you'll do it one more time, or maybe you won't.
But would you really have sex with somebody one more time if the sex was horrible?
Depends on how much I like them. If it was a one night stand, and it was
So
horrible. I'm
so
good.
for you, it is
sometimes
more
you have to give it
emotional.
a few tries.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes
Yeah,
you get a few tries.
I did have. Okay, this is very. I have this guy from before, back in the day ish. He was the first time we had sex. He
Don't
ate
say
my-
back in the day because I feel like we were in high school.
No, this is like we're talking like 3 years ago. The first time we hooked up, I was really drunk, but he gave the best head I've ever had in my life. I was at that point, it was the best head I had.
Well,
in my life.
sometimes is head better than you than actual like insertion,
Okay,
like penetration.
It was just that he was so good at it and he was so into it. And I was just like,
Yeah.
just don't look at me. Stop looking at me while you're doing it, and we're fine. And then he even
Wait,
said,
he was looking you like right in the eye?
"Oh my gosh." Yes, like this. Anyway, yeah, it's so weird. I just close my eyes and pretend. I'm sorry that it's not happening. Yes.
I just close my eyes and imagine that I'm in a hip hop video the whole time.
just don't look at me.
I find a beat,
Exactly. Like, anyways, yeah. So he does this or whatever, and he like will say to me this day, he's like, I'm so lucky I gave you good head, and I'm like, why? And he's like, because you would have never called me back for my sex. You hate having sex with me, and I was like, I mean, I tolerate it.
Ding, ding, ding.
I tolerate it. Yeah, I tolerate
Well, see,
it.
like you're nicer than me. Like there's been people, whatever that I've had sex with. And the sex was horrible. And like I'm one of those like it's more like you get one chance, and if it was that bad, like I'm not going back. And it's not, and usually honestly that also ends like if there was a friendship or like anything like flourishing there, like it ends at all. Like like I'm a firm believer if you're gonna live your life, like you should not be having bad sex. That's why so many people are angry.
That is true. But I mean, the head kind of made up for the sex, I feel like. And it was just,
Yeah.
he knew what he was. He knew, like, he'd be like, can I come over and give you head? I'd be like, yes, you can.
Well, at least he was a
Yes.
trooper about that.
Yes,
Like,
you can. Yes.
Well, did he have a small dick?
It wasn't big.
Well, that's another. I mean, not that I'm saying you have to have some, monster cock or anything like that, but
He
if
was just didn't know how to work it. He was just not. It wasn't good sex. It was just.
And do you
he
not
didn't
want to
have
be
rhythm. He didn't have flow.
well, I
Yeah.
mean, would you not want to be a teacher to show him?
I mean, I tried. He was an arrogant bastard. He was just like, I'm not good.
Good
I'm
beer,
just
by the way. Very good beer.
yeah. I was just like, just give me head. What's just
It's not too expensive. You're just
Yeah.
too cheap.
Yeah,
Nobody knows.
right. No, totally.
No, but I don't know. I feel like, but okay, but on the thing of you have these people, and this is how I feel. I have someone that I wasn't friends with. We hooked up, and when we hooked up, we'd hook up like one time, and then we'd hang out for like 10 hours. I even said it before. I like him as a person.
Yeah.
Sexually, I like him as a person. Sexually, it's not all there, and I would never date him.
Okay, well, but that's another aspect though, because before we were talking about people you were friends with that then you had sex with. This is people you had sex with and then became friends with after.
Yeah.
Now I do have several friends. Well, I mean, like, or it wasn't necessarily always like boom, 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 but like there might have been something happen, and then I just wasn't into them, or they weren't into me, and then we became friends after that.
Yeah.
But we.
See, I've never had that.
I mean, I have, and
Maybe I have. I don't.
because even if I like was hooking up with a guy multiple times, like it's just like I started like we'd talk, hang out. I
Now-
used to hook up with a guy every Saturday night. We'd go to the bar together, and we'd go Sunday during the day. We'd freak out. We'd have sex all night on Saturday night, and then Sunday morning we'd watch football together.
All right, cool.
eat
Now
food.
wait a second. You've been talking about men. What about women you're with? Like, is it different for like women that you've
Yeah,
been
instead of
around?
watching football, they go to pottery classes.
No, well, they're not going to. I mean, or fix the Subaru,
You can-
right?
no, it's-
But no, but seriously, what I'm saying is like, and now because you've also not necessarily dated, but like hooked up with women, which I have never done. Praise Jesus. But what I'm saying
He's
is
missing out.
Yeah, right.
He
No,
is.
no,
He is.
no, I'm not.
Nice.
No, I'm
pink
not.
Live the dream,
vagina.
Sway. Let your
If you
freak flag
haven't-
fly. Do something crazy.
Have you had sex with a man, Adam? Don't dish it till you try it, homie.
Good
Just
point.
saying.
Good point. Good point.
But no, for you, like, was it easier for you to hook up with women, and it'd be like, and still remain friends afterward?
Yeah,
was it
because
different with men?
Okay, depends on the woman.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing is because as I said, I'm honest about the situation, and sometimes I'd be like, I kind of do like you, but I don't see this going any further.
Okay, but you were upfront from the
Yeah, I
get-go,
was
so
like-
it's kind of.
Yeah, it's like,
See-
or I'd be like, I like you, but I don't see myself.
Do you feel like
with
some
you.
women have had more feelings for you than you've had for them, and you've had to end it, or have you ever had to? Have you ever had more feelings for a girl and she wasn't about it?
No, it's never happened that way.
Okay, just wondered. I mean, it's a
never,
question.
except for Cherish, and she just doesn't love me.
See,
No, but I have if okay, so if a female, if we hooked up or something, I eat good vagina, I suppose. I make them feel good about themselves.
If you could do your own, would you?
Oh my gosh, yes. If there was a clone of me, I wouldn't date guys. You guys wouldn't even exist to me.
I would date your
literally-
clone,
Yeah?
judging on this broadcast alone.
Yeah. I would just like have sex with her all the time. I wouldn't need a guy. We'd have toys. I love myself that much. That's bad.
Well, isn't
Anyways, yeah, but no, I sometimes it gets intimate, sometimes it doesn't. It's whatever. But I just want to, I don't know, I don't want to be with them. I just look at them the next morning. And I'm kind of like, okay, well, that was fun. Like we can hang out, we can go to breakfast, we can do whatever you want, but I don't want to continue. I don't know. I usually, if I have sex with a girl one time, I'm like not attracted to her
So,
anymore.
See, I'm a big fan of breakfast. I like the breakfast thing. Like, we can do that.
Yeah.
But like, and even still, I think he might recognize this, but I don't, like, me personally, I don't sleep with a lot of women. Like, a one night stand for me, like someone I don't know, chances are I was blackout drunk. Like, that's like one of those, I wake up and I turn to the left and I'm like, what the hell did I do last night? I'm like calling him, asking him what happened. Like, where we go? Like, I remember being at Dog's Bow.
Or I'm
like, someone happened
downstairs
after
on the
that.
couch.
You know, but like, oddly enough, like most of the people I hook up with, I do have some sort of a small friendship
Yeah.
or relationship with
See,
before that.
Where I think I'm the complete opposite. Like I'm more apt to hook up with someone I don't know than someone I know.
Well, if it's a girl for me, it's like that. Or I'll be ill. It's usually girls that I've seen out a couple times. If I've been to the bar and ran into them and like built a little bit of a friendship or something like that, I'll be like, oh, hey, you're cute. You know, we'll
Yeah.
talk, hook up. next time I see her out or I'm gonna go out, I'll meet her out. We'll go
Yeah.
for drinks again.
Yeah.
We're not necessarily gonna go home and have sex every time.
Yeah.
And I don't expect anything more from her. She doesn't from me. If I go home with a guy, if she goes home with a guy, I'm like, congratulations. You know, it's never like, oh well.
But do you think that's because you had an understanding from the get-go?
I think you know what. I mean, we're partying together. We're things are gonna happen. Things are gonna go. Tongues are gonna go places they would.
I mean, as long
But
as you don't-
sometimes people aren't on that train when you're on it, and that's weird.
yeah, that does.
Yeah.
suck.
We're like, you're partying, like, hey, come here, girl. You know, and she's like, whoa.
Yeah.
You're like,
and
no, we're not at
sometimes-
that point yet. No,
No,
like,
okay.
And like I said, and sometimes friends take other friends out to get pass out drunk so we can go to Burger King and I wake up on a couch.
Oh, that's rude. Did
oh,
have
that's
sex,
that's
though?
messed
$30
up.
worth.
That's messed up. And the worst part is I don't even remember the sex. We went from World of Beer to this house, and he was being a trooper about the whole thing. We stopped at Burger King. I might have eaten a double stack. I don't remember, but I remember walking up into this room, and I remember seeing a closet door open and a bunch of weird toys and shit I had never ever seen in my life in there. And then the next thing I remember is I woke up naked in her bed next to her. And I remember we came downstairs and me, her, and Swade all ate the remainder of the Burger King we bought before.
We did.
And
We were so
but
hungover.
me and her both have no recollection of the sex. None.
Those
I
are
got
the
as far
worst
as
But
nights.
it hasn't
being on the
happened
bed.
again either.
No,
So
it
that
was just weird after that.
I mean, you don't even remember the sex. You
Nope.
can't tell if it's good, bad, mad, sad.
not a
It's-
single
And
clue
have,
what happened.
and have you had an experience like that? Like, have you ever had blackout sex with someone and you don't remember it, but yet you still remain to be friends with them?
No,
I have.
I have.
I haven't. I
No.
haven't. I mean,
I also lost my car.
I
at
literally
Ybor.
almost just said a name.
you're like, no.
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you.
No. I've actually, I mean, that's happened to me. Like, I've actually been blackout like that or whatever, and then the next day had no clue where my car was or anything. Like, it was real shady. It was bad.
I had.
Never mind.
Okay.
Sorry.
You have to enlighten us. You can't just laugh.
Talk about it later.
He just can't say the name, so he's like keeping it to himself.
Oh, okay.
No, but no, I'm just, I don't know. I've had blackout. I think I've had blackout drunk sex with someone that wasn't like a boyfriend, like one time or two times, and I hated it because for a girl, it's like I don't know what I was blackout before I got home. This guy came over with another guy, and I didn't even know I had sex. I like look on the ground in the morning. I'm like, oh, there's a condom, and I was like, I'm never getting blackout drunk again. Because at that point, it's just like
but
I
But
feel
for
like this
women,
would be
do you
so
feel like-
weird for you guys though, because like for a guy, like on our end, like it's not always peaches and cream. Like sometimes we wake up and we're like, what the hell do we do? But
exactly.
I feel like I've never woken up and been like, holy shit, like who took advantage of me last night? Like I feel like for a girl, like waking up after like blackout sex has to be kind of scary and like strange. Like
it was definitely changed my mindset about the whole thing because at that point you're like, okay, I need to remain in control
Mm-hmm.
because I was like, I walk out of the bedroom, I'm like, did I have sex last night? My friend's like, yeah, and I'm like, how do you know? She's like, we all heard you. So it was everyone knew I had
So
sex.
you at least knew you were into it.
I was and I had met the guy one other time.
Okay.
So, but I literally he came over with a friend. The friend was for her. He was for me, I guess. But I was like throwing up out of the car before he got there.
Did you and him stay friends?
No, I haven't seen him
Okay.
since.
You did not remember. Now, I've got a question. Have you ever taken advantage of a man that was drunk, though?
No.
Do you think that's possible?
Yes.
Oh, I know it's possible.
Oh, yes.
I've read stories about weird people in Europe who've done stuff.
In Europe.
No, but I mean, I don't know. For girls, I think especially in the lesbian culture, especially since I'm not all about girls, since I like boys and girls, I kind of make it known that I'm like, I like to have sex with girls. I like girls. I'm a greedy individual. Just blame me for that. I'm
That's
sorry.
what I think.
I'm greedy.
You're just greedy.
But I love girls. I love the way they look. We went to the strip. My boyfriend and I went to the strip club the other day, and he just
Surfboard.
He keeps looking at me. He's like, "You're so gay," and I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "No, you're
Well,
so."
No, hold up. Not necessarily, because like I'm a gay man and I totally go to the strip club and I will. Well, actually, the Asian lady come down and grab the stacks of money in my pocket, made it rain on herself. I was not thrilled about that. But
By the way, I am penciling in a team meeting at a strip club in 2 weeks.
yeah,
Okay.
team meeting. Awesome.
No, but when oh my god, but it's different. Like if I'm like into it, I'm like God, like I like that shit. I like girls. I like the female body. I like to have sex with girls. But I'm very clear about it beforehand. I like guys. I'm never gonna stop dating guys. If a guy would
Like,
let me
okay,
date
all
a guy,
about
I'm
dating.
like,
You're all about the date.
Genuine question for well, I don't even, maybe you. Do lap dances really do it for you? Like, do they really get you like really aroused? Because
it
now,
depends on
granted,
how good they are.
now, because valid point. Because I say I've had lap dances for men and women, and like some men, yeah, it turned me on, but it was never like to that point. And like women, I've never had a woman dance on me, and it was like,
Okay, well, we went to a lap dance together, and I was like, she was like, no, I just want to do. I was like, no, do both of us. So she does it, and when she was doing it in front of him, I was more turned on. I was just like, and he's like holding my leg. He's just like making sure. I'm like, and she's like moving her ass to my face, and I'm just like, ha ha ha. And then she's like vagina, everything, and then she does it on him, and he's just like
Vagina.
yeah, and he's just kind of looks at me all weird, and he's just like, is this okay? And I'm like, can you please act like you're into it? Like, this is turning me on.
Well, do you
Act
think
like
it made
you're
him
into it, please.
nervous?
It did make him nervous.
No,
yeah.
I can see how he'd be nervous, but at the same time, like if I was dating a girl who was like, let's go get lap dances together, then clearly she's fine.
I was like,
Well,
let's go.
okay,
I
now wait a
invited- I was
second.
like,
Hold
let's
If
go
I
to
had
the
to egg
strip
her
club.
on, like, come on, baby,
Have you
let's do
ever?
it, then
Have
yeah,
you
but
ever? Now, because this is a good one for both of you. 'cause
I have
I've never done it.
I've paid for 2 lap dances. I did not get aroused.
Well,
Anytime
nothing to do
someone
about
else has
lap
paid
dances.
for my lap dance, it was a whole lot of fun. Anytime I know that I paid for a woman to rub that shit on me, it just didn't
Yeah.
do it
Well,
for
okay,
me.
okay. Now wait a second, because both of you obviously like women. I don't. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, right. No. Have you ever had like a threesome, like with 2 women, or like maybe you, a man, and another woman, or however the dynamic was, and then like the third person over whoever it was, you didn't talk to them ever again?
Yes. My first.
And were you totally
my
okay
first
with that?
threesome. Yeah, okay. I was. I mean, she was a beautiful ginger, but I mean, I was okay with it because I was her first threesome. She was my first threesome. She was the second girl I ever had sex with.
Yeah.
So she was the second girl I ever had sex with. My first threesome, and it was me, her, and my ex. And me and my ex were breaking up at the time.
Yeah.
But it was just like
Like a random, let's do it.
Yeah,
Now, do you have? Now, I've got another question because I was actually asking a good friend of mine this the other day. Like, after you break up with someone, like that you were with, like, do you become that repeat offender that has sex with them again and again and again?
my ex.
No, not necessarily your ex, just in general, like the people that you've dated and stuff like that. Like, after you broke up with them, did you go back?
I have. I don't like to. I don't like to.
Like, I can genuinely
have.
say I don't
have.
think I have.
I have more. I mean, I have more than once. I don't like to. But I don't go back to date them. I go back to have sex with them if it was good.
Yeah.
Or if I know I can manipulate them in a way to get what I want. But that's not nice to say, and that's really mean. And that's
Because women can do that because they control the D.
Ladies think we don't do it too.
But we do.
yeah, okay. Anyways,
She's like, I don't know about
yeah,
that, sir.
I'm just saying. But I have done it, and it just for me, it was more so about getting something I wanted out of it more so because it's not about the sex. At that point, it's there's nothing.
Well, but then in those situations when you're going to get something out of it or whatnot, or you want a certain outcome of what you're doing, that's not really a lover though. That's more or less like a
That's a tool. You're
Yeah,
using it as a tool.
You are. Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna get me off, then you're gonna go F yourself. That's pretty much what.
Yeah,
it is.
more or less like you be my sit and spin.
So I don't understand what
You guys
you
get it?
What, sit and spin.
There's nothing wrong with that. You should try it out.
No, I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. I think that's the problem with that's why I can't be friends with a lot of guys I dated.
I'm not.
But I feel like sometimes if you
It's not that I'm not friends with them. It's like, okay.
Swade hits
I
it and quits it.
maybe. But it depends on if I have to quit it. If I have to quit it, there's usually a legitimate reason, you know. But no, what I'm saying is like I can usually be cordial with them. I can still talk to them, but I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily friends with them.
Yeah, and the other thing is how much are you going to contact them? You know what I'm saying? Say we're talking about someone you used to date. How often are you allowed to talk to them? How often should you talk to them? Does it change when you start dating someone else? Is it okay to keep talking to them afterwards?
I think once you break up, I mean, if it's a real honest breakup, and trust me, I went through one where I broke up 2 times, got back together, all that stupid horse shit, but you have to know, like, you broke up for a reason.
Exactly.
And if you keep communicating, I just wanted to check up and see how you're doing, or, I just thought maybe we could get lunch, all you're doing is prolonging feelings that you had beforehand, but have
Exactly.
already been tarnished, already been hurt. Like, you can't keep going back to people like that. Like, you have to sever ties for at least X amount of time before you truly feel over it. And then maybe then you could extend an arm on Facebook.
I don't even think then. I think
or
even then, if you were to go out and like hang out with them and do coffee and everything like that, one of those 2 people is going to leave upset.
And that's the thing. That's the thing with an ex-lover that you want to become a friend with. I mean, you have this love. Everyone's been in a long-term relationship. You have this love for this person. You feel this way.
Not everybody's been in a long-term relationship.
Everyone on this side of the room has been on
I'm
a
just
long
joking. I
time.
totally have.
Everyone that slept with girls. No, I was kidding.
No, you're good. I don't care.
Anyways, no. But so, long-term relationship, you get those feelings. You love that person. You care about that person. You want the best for them. Then you guys break up and there's that thing. I do believe you have to have a certain amount of time before, but I still think that when one person comes back to the other, the one that's contacting the one more often, there's always there's still feelings. And you could have the one person that's just like, you know what, I had love for you. you. So if you keep coming around, I'm gonna be nice to you. I'm gonna make sure you're good. I'm gonna keep talking to you. But you have that other one that's it might only be once in a while, but they're getting something from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at some point somebody has to pull the kill switch.
Well, you also have to realize
At some point somebody has to be like, we can't like I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie. I think it's called Jesse and Celeste Forever.
No, never even
It's
heard of
got Rashida Jones and Andy Samberg. It's a little independent movie.
You know
And
more
it's
about all these
two-
movies that I've never even heard of.
That's a whole different topic. We'll talk about sex and film later. But it's them.
Yummy.
They were a married couple, and the movie starts off with them hanging out with a married couple.
Yeah.
But you don't know they're divorced yet. You're thinking it's just like before they got divorced, and they're acting all happy and fun. You know, and then like it gets to a point where the other couple's like, you guys have to quit hanging out. Like you're divorced. Like you're separated. You're not together anymore. And to me, it's like that shit doesn't happen.
No,
But it
it does
does.
happen because
But it
I know
does.
people
Yeah, but no,
that have been
the way they interact,
divorced.
like you see people out in social settings together, you know, trying to split up friends and whatnot. But
Well,
how
maybe they
often do you
weren't
see
truly
people
meant
that
to be
act
divorced?
like they're still dating after they just broke up.
I
Like,
have seen multiple people do that.
Yeah.
People can't
Apparently,
let go. People can't let
Well,
go.
sometimes, and not only that though, I feel like a lot of people throw a breakup out there as like an ultimatum. Like there's certain things they might be doing, and they're like, if you can't do that, then I'm going to break up with you. It's not that they really want to. It's that they're doing it to make a point, which
yeah, but
is
if you
never
break up
a
with
good
somebody
point.
and keep hanging out with them on a regular basis, how are you moving on? What
You're
was
not.
the point of the breakup?
You're never moving on.
You're not, and that's what you're doing. You're continuing.
Postponing.
Yeah, you're continuing to keep
You
yourself.
got a
there.
label off you, so if you go out and get a side piece of ass, it's okay. But you're still connecting yourself to this person.
And
They may as
exactly.
well be your lover.
But then you think about it. Maybe the guy and the girl broke up, okay, and the guy starts dating someone new, and he keeps the other girl, as a friend, And women are emotional,
But no, that is not going to be end well for anybody because
Exactly.
that other girl
In-
is going to be
in
jealous of
any
that other girl.
situation.
Yeah.
in any situation, but it happens. It happens more often than we'd like to admit. And these guys or girls, either way, keep these people, and they have a boyfriend, new boyfriend, or whatever, and they're well, we're still friends. We're still friends. No,
A lot of times they're doing it just to make that person jealous. Because here's the deal, I don't care what anybody ever says, there is no such thing as a mutual breakup. Do what?
Did you hear that?
Who's trying to talk to me?
I hear
women are
voices
emotional.
and-
So she
That-
has.
Okay, but anyways, so I think
That's us
I
going
don't believe there's ever such a thing as a mutual breakup. I always believe there's someone that initiates it. There's someone that gets broken up with, and I feel like most of the time the person that gets broken up with is usually not always ready to let it go.
Stop trying to hold my hand in front of people.
I met your boyfriend. I ain't trying to hold shit.
She's got her hands in full already.
What can I say?
I'm good.
Everything else as well. Hey, by the way, this is your birth control reminder. Please
Ding, ding,
wrap it
dong.
before you tap it. Take a birth control. Do whatever you got to do. Just don't get pregnant, or unless you want to. That's cool.
Be
too.
smart about it. If
Yeah.
not, Plan B is available.
Yeah. Don't
personally,
get STDs.
Boosting
Between
sales.
2008 and 2011, I personally funded Plan B, so I know it's there. It's available.
Planned Parenthood as well.
I had to start going to different pharmacies. It was awkward.
Weren't you just here yesterday?
Keeping it classy.
I forgot.
Apparently,
how
you can't buy it in bulk, which is kind of upsetting. It's like, can I have 4 of those? They're like, no.
They're like, please just wrap your penis.
Yeah,
Please. We're trying to save the
He
world.
literally threw a box of condoms at me.
The extra small ones, correct?
Yeah,
Finger condoms.
They're like the little finger ones you get at work.
Yep.
They're snug, but they work.
Okay, so the decision is, depending on the situation, lovers can become friends?
No.
No,
Nope.
never?
Nope.
No?
I don't think so. I think maybe like 30 years down the road, maybe.
It's
But even
possible
then,
if
there's
they-
still going to be sexual tension. Anyone you've had sex with, you're going to have sexual tension. I don't care who it is.
It's only possible with very certain ramifications. Like it has.
I think-
both people have to be on such a such a
Same page.
complete wavelength together
Yeah.
to where they can, forego all that sexual tension. They can forego past feelings. Like I think you see it more in divorces.
Yeah.
Where it's like people get new lovers and they're sharing kids and like they become more accepting of what's
Yeah,
happening
yeah.
because then people
Well,
are
because
in
both of
different
them have moved
situations.
on.
But I think it takes 2 people moving on for 2 people who were once in love to really find a friendship they can hold on
Exactly, and
to.
that's what I'm saying. If people, I think like if you have a group of friends and both of you have new significant others, I think you could do it because you both have moved on. You're over it, but that moving on stage has to be complete. Someone,
But
Exactly.
if one's getting married and one's still single and miserable, you guys shouldn't try to go out and have coffee together.
No, ever,
No,
never,
no.
because the other one's gonna be like, I love you. Okay, anyway, so now we're into your sex tip of the week. Your favorite tip of the week.
Yummy.
I don't ever just want the tip. I'm just kidding. Anyways, let's go. You go first.
Oh, foreplay. Big fan of foreplay.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that without foreplay, sex can be fun. Like sometimes you have to have those quick, like wham, bam, thank you, ma'ams. But especially for men, like do something that's gonna make it a little more romantic.
Women are an oven, not a microwave.
Make her know you care about it. Like you have to love every
No, you
part
have to realize
of the
there.
body.
I do know several
There are
men
so
though
many
that don't
things you
like
can
head.
lick and nibble on a woman's body that you
Oh,
have to
yeah,
start
or a
taking
woman.
advantage of them.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they don't like head, there's other things you can
Oh
do
yeah,
to get them
kiss their
aroused.
yeah.
Not, bite on
There's
their
a lot of things
nipples.
you can do.
That's
Exactly.
hot.
Oh yeah, they're very hot. Mine are pierced.
Quit just trying to jump in the deep end. Just
Yeah,
you know,
we need that. We
earn
need
that love.
stimulation.
earn that love.
Well, I think, and that
No.
goes across all boundaries, gay or straight. I think foreplay is the best and easiest.
What I'm
way
trying to
start.
say is, make sure she knocks one out before you're even anywhere near it. Get
Good.
one right out of the way.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
True.
Get one right out of the way.
if you
Let her be
I know,
smiling, freaking out, and then go for the gold.
I know multiple women that say a man that can make her orgasm multiple times is a good man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're like in love with you after that. We're like, you can do whatever you want. You can.
You just use the LOVE word.
Like I said, gentlemen, knock one out of the way first.
multiple times. You don't know what it does to us.
You only need
there's
one.
so many selfish lovers. That's why. That's
There
You
why.
are
only
a
need
lot of
one. They
selfish
need two or
lovers.
three.
Exactly.
You only need
Because
one.
we
You're
can
only
do
getting
1,
one.
2,
So
3.
No.
Yeah.
Some people I can come multiple times.
Because
I can go two, but
Well, the
I
actual-
mean, the
after that,
second
I'm
we do
shooting
it takes a
blanks.
lot
I'm
longer.
shooting blanks. At
well,
that.
the other thing is you can orgasm without necessarily ejaculating too. So that could be part of it too.
True.
So I mean, but we really like to get off.
Earn it.
I'm just saying.
Earn it.
We do. Yeah, we're
Work
giving you our
it, work
virginity.
it.
And ladies, don't let him in until you knock that first one out. Like,
Oh.
no, dude. Keep your head down there.
But then again, I also know. I
Use
know.
your hand a little bit.
Yeah.
We got this.
Work it, homie.
Do you need my
Come on.
help?
Yeah.
What's yours? Tip
All
of
right,
the week.
my sex tip is use the tongue. Here's the deal. Your tongue is a beautiful muscle that can be used various different ways. You can have a flat tongue. You can have a sharp tongue. You can do all kinds of things. So when you're going down on that shaft or licking that poo-zwa,
He knows all about that, by the
I know.
way.
I mean, I've seen pictures. But
A diagram in itself, actually.
in my 1974 health class, no, I'm just joking about that old. But anyways, but no, use it. I mean, like, especially like if you're giving head to a dick, because I am personally myself, I consider myself a good, like a dick-a-linguist. Okay, there's a kind of linguist.
I-
You might as
well,
well have
that's
a
called-
dick-a-linguist.
I
A
think I-
fellatist? A
But you can,
fellatist?
whatever, I don't know. But anyways, like, use your tongue across the head, use the shaft, like do all kinds of things with the lady parts. You can play bingo. I don't know how that one all works. Some of y'all have to
Alphabet,
give that.
What I
Alphabet.
just told you,
I don't-
you guys know what I'm talking about.
Okay, from real quick, because I've often wondered this, and I'm close with a lot of my girlfriends, but it never hits to hit me. Like, does the ABCs? Because you would know both ways. You've done it, and you've probably received the alphabet. Does it really work?
Yes.
Does it?
It's like it's like an idiot's guide to eating vagina.
For all our viewers out there,
Idiot's
the
Guide to
Idiot's
Eating-
Guide to Vagina is
Yes.
as long as you know those 26 letters, you are good to go in the lady parts.
And then there's a spicy tuna roll, but I'm going to save that one for next week.
Oh,
I like that. Yeah, and then not even
like
just
left
giving
in the car.
Oh. Anyways, not even like just giving blowjobs, making out, kissing on the neck,
exactly.
fondling,
It's-
nipples,
use-
play. Yeah.
We have things that we've been given to pleasure each other. I mean, hell, I just saw an article the other day about how bears actually do oral. So, and you know what? They have some long ass tongues. Okay.
Do you know how some guns have bayonets on them with a knife?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like you have like a shotgun or a rifle with a knife hanging off of it?
yeah.
This is your rifle. This is your bayonet. You see what I'm saying? Like lead with this bad boy.
Yes.
Okay.
That is the best analogy for any Southerner I've ever heard.
And then when
I do believe
and then when it
that
comes
they're
time
the
to really kill
the
it,
gun
when it
companies
comes time to
around
really
the
kill
world.
it, you jab that bayonet in there, and you do it good.
You're like when she's begging for
All right.
it.
Now, Boo, what's your tip?
Mine. We saved the best for last.
As always.
Sometimes, ladies or gentlemen, depending your preference, just let your hands go and let them control your head. Let them have sex with your face. Bend your head over the bed, let your mouth open, or just let them, put your hands on the side and just let them take control of your head. I promise you, he will love face screwing you.
There are so many FIFA players that could do that to me right now, and I would be totally okay with
Exactly.
it.
You just got to let your throat open, and
Now-
sometimes you're going to choke a little bit, and that turns them on too. So
It
just
does.
let it go.
Well,
let it go.
Adam, have you ever face fucked
I'm
a
not
girl,
gonna
and do you
no,
like
I
that?
just said face screw.
Screw- oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh,
I'm-
I'm so good with the F word
I know.
today.
I'm not going to
I'm
face
so
screw a
bad.
girl at my own will, but if she throws it out there, I'll consider it.
And do you
Actually-
like it?
Huh?
And do you like it?
I'm not sure because it's not.
You're not sure?
I feel like I'm beating her up, which is weird.
Well, I mean, some people like that. Like, here's the deal. Like,
If she really likes it, she'll tell me. But
lean
I'm
their head back
not
over
gonna-
the bed and just go to town,
I'm not gonna
Daddy.
go-
That's
Oh,
yes,
that no,
yes,
that one I like.
that is-
No, that one I'm
That's
into.
exactly
Where they're
what
laying
we're
down.
talking about.
No, that one I love. Like, you know, the chest all in the air, and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna put this here for a minute.
Because you know what you can
Or-
do? Because you can do a 69 that way.
Yeah, but-
and,
Yes.
And for
Oh.
a man, well, I mean, I
No,
don't know
it's-
how
no,
that
it's-
works.
it's a
but
good
Well, the
69
blood
is
starts rushing to her head because
Yeah.
her head's hanging back, and oh man, it's
And her throat's completely open. And
Exactly.
also, the best other way to do it is she's laying down on the bed, and then you could just kind of be on top of her, like over her, and
yeah,
do it like
that
that.
also makes it harder in the neck though, because as a gay man, like coming from behind, I mean, it's granted, it's a lot of fun to see all that
Yeah.
shit, but
I feel like you're just getting a ball sack in your eyes.
No,
though.
you're
there
getting
is
a lot of
nothing
Trojan
wrong with
helmet.
that.
You're
There is
getting a lot-
nothing
you're
It's a
wrong
getting-
with
Trojan
that.
helmet. Like there's
But you're
one nut
getting
here,
all
one
of it
nut
at
here, and
once. She can like play with your balls. It's easy to play with your
And
balls
that
at
is
that
why-
moment and
you
everything
know what-
like that. Your
no, I
frontal
mean I've had
one,
it
like,
happen. I'm digging it, but
your taint.
you know.
You got the taint right there too.
Oh, yeah.
I just
Everything's
always wonder what
perfect.
the view from the bottom looked like, and it didn't.
I mean, it's not bad. I like dick though, so I like the look of it.
But anyway, no, totally. No. I'm not gonna lie. I really think that's hot.
But yeah,
like,
but
that
it
is
does
so
hurt
hot.
my neck. The one that when they're on top of you, like when you're laying
Yeah,
face
yeah.
on the bed and you have your neck up like this, that does hurt. And it does. I mean, sometimes my hands just get tired. I'm like, you take over? Okay, great. Just open up the throat, let him go.
Yeah.
But you have to open up the throat.
And you like
yeah.
that, right?
Yeah, it's hot.
Of course.
Of course. I'm a freak. Whatever. It's
Yeah, the harder way, like when people like
She's
want to
into
come
it.
up behind you and like they're like almost over you and like your head's behind them and they're grabbing. That is not always. I mean, don't get me wrong. That again, hot, but
Now, hold on,
it
I-
doesn't
I-
work as well.
I like getting crazy with a woman.
That's how you get
Talking about
teeth.
face screwing, that's
Yeah.
a different story. But I mean, you have to be rough. But I also feel like rough isn't what I call like the third stage. That's around like the 15th, 16th minute.
Yeah, no.
That's when
but-
we've already been.
Okay, but it depends.
But I'm not going to start forcing anything into someone's
No,
mouth.
but yeah,
like-
but you know when you're having like you're preempting the sex and you're warming her up and you're foreplay and she's biting on you and scratching and you're doing the same thing.
Yeah, then- yeah,
And
okay,
You know
so-
that she's gonna be like, "Hey, you want to screw my face? That'd be hot." And you're like, "Just
I
bend
mean,
over the bed."
but
bend over the
then
bed.
again, how's that supposed to? You know, I can imagine some 50-year-old lady talking to her 27-year-old boyfriend like, "Hey, honey."
First of all, I
Tonight,
told you
I want
not
you
to
to
put
screw
my
my
business
face.
out there. I said don't put my business out there.
You are
even
not
takes out-
dating a 50-year-old
She takes
woman.
out the dentures.
50 wouldn't have dentures.
Whatever. She's
And all
loaded.
that we call that gumming.
Maybe if she was from Tennessee, she would.
Whoa!
Honey,
sorry,
they don't
I'm
have
sorry,
dental
I'm
care, so they wouldn't have dentures, okay?
They have nothing.
Grandma
I seen
got
it.
one tooth.
I've been to Chattanooga. It ain't pretty.
Okay, well, this has been Sexually Educated for you this week. We hope you've been educated. Keep liking our Facebook page. Keep sharing it. Keep passing it on.
Awesome.
We're like a bad STD. No, I'm just kidding. We're like a good
We're
STD.
the best STD.
Yeah. Sexually Educated, the STD you want to have.
Exactly.
Stick around like herpes
That's
and
the-
don't bother you quite
That's
as much.
not even a slogan. That's so horrible. Anyways, have safe sex. Don't get STDs. Don't get pregnant. But keep watching us. I'm Amber Rose Bentley.
Adam Farrell.
And I'm Swade Elliott.
We'll see you next week. Have
Thank
safe
you.
sex. Bye.
Oh, and by the way,
Love you,
Lindsay
bitches.
Ingram, happy birthday.
Lindsay Ingram, happy birthday to you.
Lindsay Ingram, happy birthday.
It's my roomie.
She's amazing.
That's my bitch.
Love your faces.
Word.
Bye.
This program was brought to you by the Internet Broadcasting Organization, setting the standard for new media broadcasting.